Out Hurricane Helene as the number of dead from the storm continues to rise. Since the storm made landfall last week in Florida, more than 130 people have died so far. Hundreds more remain missing, so that number is expected to rise. President Biden is expected to travel to North Carolina tomorrow. He'll survey damage in western counties where entire towns were wiped out. So it really is just hard to imagine the devastation right now, and especially Asheville, North Carolina.
Yes, the town has so much damage. We are still learning just how widespread and how severe it is. Fox Weather's Robert Ray joins us live this morning from Asheville with a look right there. Robert, what are you seeing there this morning?
Yeah, guys, good morning to you. Communications is very spotty, and so bear with me here as I grab my phone. Lost it for a second, and that's what we're dealing with here is so many people without cell phone service, cut off from modern society still 4 days after impact here in western North Carolina. Asheville is just part of the story, and we see some of these visuals of what appears to be tornado damage, but it is not. That is from rushing waters that came in because nearly 3 feet of rain fell in some areas starting on Friday morning after Helene made impact in Florida and moved its way up through Georgia into the Carolinas. And that is where we sit right now, unfortunately. We have mass power outages still. In fact, nearly 1.8 million customers out of power over multiple states. We have a death toll that continues to rise. Unfortunately, hundreds of people are still missing in the hills of North Carolina, and that is part of the issue. They are cut off because of lack of communication. They are running out of food and water, and yet the National Guard and aid groups are on the ground trying to isolate these areas, and we have been too. In fact, we're going to head into some of the affected towns that we believe need help. We'll try to make our way in and bring in those reports throughout the day, but this is still a fluid and dire scenario. This is nowhere near a recovery situation. It is still search and rescue, unfortunately, as the sun has just come up here in the mountains of western North Carolina. So many people in need, and it's got to happen now. Not days from now, right now. Back to you guys.
Robert, if you can still hear us, you know, we've checked in with you in other locations that have been very hard hit before. Remember in Florida and some others. Can you kind of compare and contrast what you've seen there to what you're seeing now?
Well, I mean, it's just the scope of this and the widespread nature of the impacts that are still going on, 4 or 5 days after impact is just remarkable. And when you think about the millions of people affected, this is not just one state or one community. This is like hundreds of communities and millions of people. And the fact that we are having issues with communication at this point and also power outages and food and supplies and getting all those to these communities is unprecedented. This is an historical moment as far as hurricane aftermath, and it is nowhere near complete. There are still people who need everything. They need resources. They need to be rescued, whether it be families or elderly or young children. The scope of this is really something to not be believed when you're on the ground. And that is the issue that I think elected officials are having, aid groups trying to get all of this to people, and also the first responders trying to get into these tough places here in the mountains. A tremendous scenario that continues to unfold. It's very, very, very bad.
Okay, Robert Ray on the ground for us in Asheville, North Carolina this morning. Robert, thank you for your coverage. Stay safe out there, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.